It's the Morning Brew with Elle Dawson and Gillian Robertson. Brought to you by Fight Bananas.
What is up? Good morning, guys. This is the Morning Brew without the countdown, without it. We're just here. We're lost without Elle Dawson. So this week, me, Gillian the Savage Robertson, and Leah are going to run the show, and we're going to try our best without Elle directing the ship here. So
we got it. We got it.
Yeah.
Good morning. How you doing, girl?
How are you? There was a great night of fights last night.
Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, but I'm I won't say very happy, but I am very pleased with the amount of action that we had last night.
Oh yeah, it was definitely not the greatest card, but I would say a solid like B plus, maybe A minus. Like it was definitely up there, a solid card all around, especially like we got to talk about the main event. I'm like Alex Bahia with his comeback, getting his belt back in the most phenomenal way. It was just amazing to watch.
Yeah. What was your favorite fight? What was your favorite fight of the night?
Favorite fight of the night? I'm like, it's hard. With Sandhagen came with a beautiful performance. He came in just so well prepared. And obviously, Merab is just such a force. It was a great fight to watch for 5 rounds. A lot of fun activity all through the fight. I'm trying to think of other ones there. Atiba Gatier in the main event of the prelims too. That dude is just one scary man. Like, and you could see his opponent was just circling, didn't want anything to do with it, was circling the whole time and like tried to shoot a couple takedowns, was obviously very ineffective with them, and was another clean first round knockout. How about you?
So full disclosure, being very honest, I was at a wedding until about 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So where I was, I also had no service, so I could not watch any of the prelims. I've only seen like a couple clips. I missed the first fight of the main card, but I'm still waking up, so that's also reality. I really enjoyed Merab's fight. You know, just seeing him do his thing. I'm a huge Merab fan. I really enjoyed that. I don't know. I liked, just all the action between him and Corey, but also, how can you not enjoy Alex getting the belt back? Maybe some people don't, but that was pretty badass.
Finish setting up the altar of Alex Bahia in your home. Pretty sure a lot of people are doing that this morning after a performance like that. I literally took everything he did wrong in the first time in the first exchange with Magomed. Completely 100% different approach. He wasn't on his back foot at all. From the gate, came out trying to attack, keeping Hank alive on his, like, circling the cage the whole time for the short time period that the fight was, landing a big right hand to be able to get Ankalaev stunned to take a pretty reckless shot, and where he was able to finish the fight.
Yeah. He looked so good just when he walked in physically, and like the emotion on his face. He just looked so focused. He looked great. So, it all kind of matched up with what he ended up doing, which was bringing that belt back home.
Oh yeah, and just that the aura around him, like I said with Atiba earlier, there's something about both of them which actually, let me go back to that real quick.
Yeah,
did you watch the Embeddeds at all?
I try to, but
Atiba is apparently a huge fan of kittens, so love that for him.
How cute!
He has 2 kittens at his home for the UFC Embedded. They took him to a cat cafe. So I'm like, just thinking about him being such a scary human being, I'm like, that's what he's doing in his spare time. Absolutely love it.
I love that so much.
But yeah, I was going to say, going back to the main event with that, just the aura around Alex, and I didn't think he was going to win, honestly. I'm so happy he did, because nobody wanted to see Ankalaev hold him up against the cage for another 25 minutes. This is exactly what we need in a heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And it's amazing that it could even top that co-main event because, and like I said, Merab and Sandhagen just looks so well prepared. The only thing that I think that I would like to see from somebody approaching Merab is a reason not to take them down, because Sandhagen was in his face throwing strikes. Merab's got a strong chin. He doesn't care. He's going to keep walking forward. I think he shot like 30 takedowns, landed, I want to say 18 or 19 during the fight. So absolutely crazy stats, just keeps walking forward. But he needs a reason, a threat once he is on the floor. Sandhagen just getting back up isn't necessarily a threat to Merab, where if you are trying to like strike or submit him once you do hit the floor, start threatening like front chokes and different elements of jiu-jitsu, or even just striking on the ground too, just elements that makes him not want to be there with you. But other than that, like, and you can't take it away from Merab, he is an absolute monster.
Yeah. And so do we know, I'm trying to look real quick, but oh, well, it says it right now that he landed 20 takedowns against Corey last night.
Yeah, dude just doesn't stop. Once he gets in, and like, I honestly felt like he looked a little bit, I don't, like, more, like he definitely wasn't completely, but like he was trying to get the takedown more. Like he needed the fight on the more, the fight on the floor more versus like when he fought O'Malley. It looked like he wasn't as, like he was more willing to let go of the takedowns and play with O'Malley on the feet a little bit more, where Sandhagen just seemed like a little bit more of a threat to him, where Merab seemed like he was trying to force the wrestling a little bit more this fight.
Yeah. I bet money last night. I don't do that very often because this is exactly why, but I lost my $5. I bet that I made a parlay for Merab with a submission and Pereira with a knockout. And Merab threw me in the trash. But, you know, it is what it is. He still won. So you think you would get something from that, but that's girl math, I guess, right?
No, I definitely, I don't, going into the fight, I was saying, I'm like, I think Merab wins a decision and Corey has better ways to like finish him. Either on the hands or even in his jiu-jitsu, I thought he might have been like, he's been looking slicker on the ground too lately. So I thought he might have been able to figure out something there. But I feel like just having the get up option, you need more options off your back. You need to be able to, like I said, make him not want to take you down, really.
Yeah. Corey looked good, though. I mean,
phenomenal. That was a great fight for him and a great game plan in general. But I'm like, then we go to the featured fight of the night for the, I think it was actually ended up being fight of the night. I want to say Yuri got fight of the night and performance of the night, which is good for him and his bank account.
Yes, it is.
I always say this in a Yuri fight. I'm like, I will never count Yuri out, period. I've done it way too many times and just never again.
I mean, the internet is so fast. Like once that fight was over, the amount of memes of how like people rooting for Khalil the first two and him looking amazing just to get knocked out in the third was, I mean, to be honest, I was rooting for Roundtree. I like Roundtree. I've watched him. I've been a fan since, oh my gosh, my brain. Ultimate Fighter. And yeah, I'm just a fan. I like his style. I like the way he has progressed through the UFC. Last night was insane. That was absolutely insane. And for him to get knocked out like that, that was rough.
Okay, I'm like throwing it back to Khalil on the Ultimate Fighter. That there's nothing that he does more. He's done it in a couple other fights, but hasn't got knockouts like that. But in the Ultimate Fighter, he had somebody in Turtle, stood up over them and kicked them in the ribs, and then got like, I think the dude was like TKO, broke his ribs, whatever, quit the fight at that point. I'm like, that is like a signature move of Khalil that I'm like, absolutely like gorgeous, love it. He's the only person who I see he does that, and it's almost like personal to him. He's just so aggressive when even this fight, he was looking aggressive the whole time. The whole first 2 rounds, he's coming forward, clean, like that very crisp Muay Thai, very technical, very clean punches coming out. And you could see he was just faster than Yuri a lot of the times. But Yuri was still able to find his moments. He was still able to find, like in the second round, he started finding that weird head kick a lot. He was throwing the head kick to the right hand and mixing it up a little bit more. And then in the third, obviously, he came out in a sprint. Dude was running, like coming forward with everything he had and just absolutely overwhelmed Khalil in that moment. Like, it was an insane pace for a third round that Yuri came out with.
Yeah. But good on him, you know? I'm a Yuri fan.
Oh, I'm a huge Yuri fan. I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't get him, I guess. I'm like, I don't get the dude. Like, I've never seen, like, any embeddeds I've ever watched. He's always, like, in the woods or, like, I don't just, like, this last embedded, he was at the PI with a clothespin on his nose doing sprints. And I'm like, he's always just doing some, like, crazy shit, but I've never seen him, like, hit pads, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm just like, what? When does he actually train? Like, or is this just it? And he's like amazing like this because of whatever these training methods. Either way, I don't get it, but I love it.
Right. It is hard to tell. So now I want your opinion. What's next for Yuri?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like I would love to give him that title shot again after that win, you know? I think he's on a 3-fight win streak now. 2-fight maybe. And but I don't know. It's like another shot at Pereira. Does the crowd want that? Do the people want that? I don't know. That's tough for him. UFC heavy, or that's light heavy, yeah.
Because I saw them pan onto the camera onto Carlos Ulberg last night. So does Carlos get the title shot? Did we put Yuri and Carlos up against each other? Like,
that might be the match to make, honestly, is like Ulberg's ranked 3, Yuri's 2. Well, in the current rankings, these aren't updated yet as of last night. So, I think that's a match you have to make, because I don't think Ulberg is necessarily ready for a title shot. I think he kind of needs one more.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so I think maybe that's the fight to make is Yuri and Ulberg, and that's for the title because, like I said, it's very rough also to give Yuri another title shot at this point.
Yeah, but kind of like what you said a second ago, is that what the fans want? Is that going to get the crowd riled up? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, just I don't know if another time is what we need, you know?
Yeah.
And if he makes himself undeniable, he'll deserve that. But I'm like, it's just always to get that third title shot, I feel like you really have to work for it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
The fight that was on right before that, should have been the one that I brought up for my favorite fight, honestly. Josh Emmitt versus Yusuf Zalal.
Yeah.
Zalal went out there and just put on an absolutely effortless performance.
Yeah.
Like, I went out there, like, played on the outside a little bit, was moving his feet, just trying to find, like, obviously with a powerhouse like Josh Emmitt in front of you, the last thing you want to do is stand right in front of him. Just moving his feet on the outside a little bit, found a takedown, shot in that, like, traditional, like, GSP double leg.
Mm-hmm.
Second, he got him to the ground, moved to, it was like a 3/4 mount pretty easily. He attempted to take the back, started to lose position a little bit, and fell off right onto the arm. And you didn't even see the tap. It was just quick. It was easy. It was, I don't think there's anything better than a fight like that. Get in, get out, get paid, no damage. Perfect, flawless performance for Zalal. Yep.
Ready for that. Ready for the next. Who do you think you should go up against next? For
Yusuf, I have all the rankings up here, so I'm like, they're 45, so we got right? Yeah, it's 45. He's currently, well, as of last night, he was at number 9. I would actually, this one's kind of interesting. An Arnold Allen would be interesting.
Yeah.
At 6. Bumping him up a couple spaces, and I just like that matchup too. Yeah, I think an Arnold Allen and like Arnold Allen's on a good streak too. The only thing about, I'm like, you don't want to eliminate a contender this early, but I'm like, you'd be taking one of them out of the running for the belt at that point. But I'm like, I don't know. That's a good matchup. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh Emmitt, that was, and even in me, Destiny, and Elle did a like a prediction for this card, and I made a comment just insanely, because that's just how sometimes shit flies off the handles. And Elle was like, "You think Emmitt and Zalal is going to be a submission?" And I was like, "I don't know. Anything can happen."
Yeah, honestly, that was the last thought on my mind. I thought Zalal was going to play like rangy on the outside striking, and obviously Emmitt, just being the powerhouse that he is, coming in, just heavy hooks, heavy punches coming forward. But for him to shoot that, like I said, there's nothing better than like getting in and out and no damage. So I'm like, that is, for me, you couldn't have a better performance than that.
Yeah. Oh, well, what we gonna do with Ankalaev?
Ankalaev, what are we gonna do with Ankalaev?
I mean, he was on a killing streak and got that belt, and that didn't last too terribly long, huh?
Maybe I don't know, man. I was gonna say maybe him and Khalil both losing last night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like I said, the top 3, if I'm looking at champ as of last night, champ, Ankalaev, Pereira, Yuri, Olberg, and then Roundtree. And then we go to Jan, Jamal Hill, maybe Jan.
Yeah. Nate said Ankh to heavyweight. Yeah, I'm actually really sad that I missed all the prelims. But you know what? That was one hell of a main card.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not disappointed.
And the first fight on the main card, my coach was actually in the corner. So Dean Thomas was out there with Joe Pfeiffer. I want to congratulate them on getting the $50K, getting the fight in the performance of the night as well. Excuse me. I feel like Joe went out there and was just like in his face from the beginning. Didn't work great for him in the first round. He went out there, was trying to engage in the wrestling, and Abus was able to kind of still outmaneuver him in those situations. But at the end of the day, Pfeiffer was able to get up and still like stayed in his face for the last like 30 seconds of the first. Second round comes out, does the exact same thing, gets in his face, lands 2 big right hands, knocks him down, and starts attempting submissions from there. Like one after the other, hops, he goes to mount, goes to the head and arm choke, gets to the back, and then gets the rear naked choke in the second. It was clean finish, clean fight for them. And so just like want to give them their flowers. Congrats to them.
Yeah.
Puna did, I'm like, my only argument with this is, yes, I don't know, he controlled very well, but I'm like, he just didn't do enough the whole time. I feel like Veretinikov has kind of shown in his last fight against Prado, his fight before that against Austin Vanderford, he kind of shows that, well, I think everybody's game plan for him is the same thing. Everybody's like, we put this dude on his back and it's over. Then we're good. And I don't know if, I don't know. I just don't think that that's necessarily Puna's style. It's a smart game plan to beat this guy, but it's just, Puna was just so out of his element in there where he's not necessarily grappling with people and trying to, work on the ground as much. it was a smart way to the finish, but it was just, there wasn't enough going on. And especially, I'm like, he gave up too many things. He got swept a couple times and gave up his back a couple times, had me a little bit worried. And this is the other fight that I wanted to talk about, was the Patchy Mix one. I don't know, the commentators, there was a little bit of a debate after it where they were kind of going, well, actually, not even a debate. DC and Emmitt clearly said that they didn't think that the judges scored the fight correctly. In my opinion, even the round that Patchy won, it was terrible to watch for one thing. The first 2 rounds, I was definitely not like, what I'm going to pronounce his name wrong because I don't, he's Polish. I'm sorry. Okay. Wilkilax. Mm-hmm. He was, I don't know, he had a very strong first 2 rounds. I think that he came out not the greatest fight IQ, I will say. Very good technically. I would say tactically is where we're lacking a little bit. Technically, his striking looked great. He was outstriking Patchy Mix the whole time. It's just that the guillotine pulls were killing me at some points, where I'm like, he was just guillotine pull after guillotine pull after guillotine pull. But you can't really say that they were bad attempts, but I'm also like, at some point, like, maybe just work front headlock position. Don't pull to your back every single time because you're putting yourself in a bad position. I did think that in the second round, he was more offensive. In the first round, it was obviously 100% his round. Second round, I think it was, I think he was definitely more offensive and finding his more devastating strikes than Patchy in the second. And then in the third, dude goes out and jumps a Gillian 10 seconds and then stays on his back for the rest of the round. I think that might have just been out of like, he was gassed at that point and a little bit of desperation and like, I need to finish this fight. I need to get out of here quick. This is my like one last shot, kind of went for the guillotine and then was comfortable sitting on his back for the rest of the round and just securing the victory that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, our first 2 showings from Patchy Mix have not been the best.
No.
It's just shocking from a guy coming over from as a 3-time world champ, PFL and Bellator, and like, this is a newcomer to, we went from having a top 15 guy, Mauro Batista, to now a newcomer in the UFC. Still a former champion in I believe it was KSW. It's a Polish promotion. Mm-hmm. So still a former champion, but still like getting it, like, it was his debut last night, and he was the one who really made a statement. Like I said, even Patchy's round that he did win, he did absolutely nothing. He sat there and guard. He didn't do any damage. He didn't like progress in any kind of way. It was just complete standstill from that point.
Yeah. The hype for him coming to the UFC was huge, and I feel like it's very anticlimactic with his performances thus far.
Yeah, I think anybody coming from the PFL coming to the UFC, there's always a huge hype around it, especially someone that was a former champion in those. Everybody wants to see how somebody from 1FC or PFL or what all the other bigger promotions would do in the UFC. And every time I feel like we're just proved right about it, where SG makes a point that says that Patchy makes Chandler look like the best offering from Bellator. And I believe he's like, what, like 2-5 something right now in the UFC? But at least he's entertaining.
Yeah.
But you're not wrong there, SG.
Izzy Boy said, do you think anyone from PFL Bellator can break the curse and be decent on the UFC?
And if we've been talking all week about the ankle eye of Dakota Ditcheva trade, we gonna bring that up again, or?
I guess. I mean, I thought I overheard someone say that Dakota has a contract with the PFL until 2027.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how long, but I know it's a couple-year contract at this point, which is just I know that they have to be offering her good money. I'm not going to say that, like, I know she's getting paid well for it, but for me, I don't know. I don't know why she would lock herself into something like that right now. I'm like, I would be wanting to prove that I was the best in the world, and the only way to do that is in the UFC. But I do think that she might have potential. The way she looked against Tyler Santos, I don't see why there's any reason she couldn't look good in the top 5 championship realm of the UFC. So right now, I think she's the only hope from over there that I see that I'm like, she might be something. Everyone else, I'm like, it's a complete different level watching the PFL versus watching the UFC.
I agree. Did you watch this weekend?
I did not. I saw little highlights and things like that, only because I don't know if you noticed ESPN's new like they're now doing ESPN Plus and ESPN Unlimited, and apparently you have to have ESPN Unlimited to watch PFL now. And it's just such a terrible, terrible, terrible move for PFL and their fan base, because who is going to go from paying $11.99 a month to $25.99 a month because they want to add PFL into their package?
I wanted to watch the fights because it's like, that's my weekend thing, you know, like if fights are on, I want to be watching, especially if I don't have work or any appointments. So I, in fact, had to upgrade my ESPN account to have that stupid unlimited, because what else is on there besides PFL? Like, I'm paying all this extra money, whatever. It is what it is. But no, I 100%, because I went to click it to watch and I was like, why is this not working? Like, make this make sense. And it's like, oh, there's 14,000 different. Anyways, give us your money and then you can watch the fights. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, there was probably 1 or 2 fights that I was actually interested in seeing on the card too, and I was like, just not gonna do it. Not worth it. I can't wait to be able to cancel my ESPN account in December.
I know. Like, counting down, it's like on like my calendar. I'm like, when can I cancel all these accounts? Like, there's so many. I literally, my ADHD cannot keep up. I can't. But Sergio Pettis, just real quick on that, Sergio Pettis had a killer knockout. That was pretty dope. Other than that, I watched, I think, all of the fights except for the main event. Yeah, except for the main event. It was a pretty good card, you know, for the PFL.
I think the Pettis brothers are the kings of some weird ass knockout, just getting it out of nowhere. That it almost looked like a desperate attempt for a spinning back kick at first, missed with it, and then came out of nowhere with that elbow and just clean. It was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what do we have next weekend? I feel like
just one more person on UFC 320 I kind of want to give their flowers was Edmund Shabazian. Has been looking better and better. I think, like, I kind of have the same story. We got into the UFC when we were babies, you know? So we didn't have the greatest start. We kind of did a lot of learning on the job. And I think that now both of us, him a little bit younger than me, but I'm like, both of us like are really coming into our own of the, like, figuring out what we need. Like, you've been in the sport since you're 20, 21, 22. I'm not exactly sure how young he was when he was signed, but I know he's been around forever at this point and just done so much learning. And now he looks like he's ready to make like a title run. He's ready to, like, his last couple performances have just been better and better. Last night, he looked great on the boxing, was able to stuff every takedown. Even when he got taken down once near the end of the round and then used that to be able to set up his knockout, essentially. Use him getting back up while his opponent was still wrestling, he was striking. And it was great. It was a beautiful performance by him. And I really think he's just like coming into his own, ready for his title run, 27 years old, like really like prime of his life, just putting it together.
Yeah. Do you think Gable Steveson makes it to the UFC before the end of next year?
I mean, if the dude keeps on working like he fought on LFA 2 weeks ago, maybe, and got a quick ground and pound finish. I want to say next weekend or the weekend after. I'm not 100% sure on it. He's fighting for Dirty Boxing, which is very interesting for him, which is actually, this is what I want to see. I want to see, like, he doesn't have the option to take you down. Like, how's he going to look? So,
yeah,
we're going to be able to see him in a rule set where it's MMA gloves. They can throw punches. They can throw elbows. So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's a good rule set for him to kind of keep on making this transition into MMA, figuring it out, getting comfortable being on your feet with somebody punching you and things like that. Yeah, if he's working the way he does, like if he keeps fighting, there's no reason he can't be 100%. Like even like Bo Nickel had a couple regional fights before he got to the UFC. I wouldn't be surprised if they had him on the same kind of track.
Right. Yeah, and Gable, he's got John Jones in his corner too, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I think I saw, or one of my besties is in on all the updates, but he told me to watch Gable because of his ties with John Jones. I was like, sure, cool, yep, okay. On it. Yeah, so I'm happy with the fights last night. You know, from what I saw, I've got to go back, y'all. I'm very sad, but it's okay because that's what today is for. But I'm glad that I did get to catch the majority of the main card because that was worth it.
Yeah, like for me, everybody knows I go to bed at like 7 o'clock. I think last night I stayed up till 8, so I did well. But I ended up waking up. Fun things about having hip arthritis. I ended up waking up at 4:30 a.m. and just watched the main card then. And then I took an hour and a half nap. And I literally woke up at 8:30 a.m. and I texted Dave. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I overslept. I don't know when I woke up, I was like in a panic. I just had such a good nap. And I sent him 2 text messages about me freaking out, being like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I missed the show. And then I unsent those messages because I was like, wait, it's only 8:30. We're good.
You're way early, actually. Like,
yeah.
You're not
so
even
if Dave's watching this and you see those 2 unsent messages, yeah, that was me freaking out because I thought that I missed the podcast, but we're good.
We're good. We were here on time. I'm not going to say bright-eyed and bushy-tailed because I'm still waking up. Girl, I was yesterday going to a wedding out in the sticks and then attempting to watch fights. I'm old. I don't do anything. So that was a lot.
I was going to say, that's why I don't leave my house. That was your first issue.
I try not to.
Only from house to gym. That's about it. That's the distance we move.
Sometimes a store, you know?
That's where they have Instacart.
That's funny.
But yeah, I think we had a great night of fights last night. And I don't know. Actually, one little fun fact. I don't know why I'm just seeing this on my notes here. Right before we close, how many couples did we have in a corner last night? We had Veronica Hardy and Dan Hardy cornering her. We had Yana Santos with Tiago Santos cornering her. We had Austin Vanderford with Paige Vanderford cornering her.
Wow.
We had Patchy Mix with Tatiana Suarez in his corner. I'm like, 4 couples on like with their spouse in their corner. I'm like, one, I don't know if I would ever want that. Like that's just, I don't know if I would want that energy. And even just like, you just know how much that they care about you and the nervous energy that they're probably bringing there. I feel like, I don't know if I'd want that, but it's just for the couples that are able to make that work or do like that too. Cause I'm like, I also know that I'm weird. Like I don't like to be around like anybody fight week and things like that. I'm like, a lot of people, they like their whole team. You see like Charles Oliveira with 40 people fight week all week long. But I'm like, for me, I'm always alone. So I'm like, I'm definitely weird in that. But for the couples that can make it work, must be a cool scenario.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's a lot of couples though, because I mean, you sometimes see like a one-off, but for there to be that many last night.
Everybody with the fighter spouse in their corner.
Yeah.
Just a cute note to end the podcast on.
Yeah. We love the love.
But yeah, do you have anything else? Or I'm like,
No.
I think we covered all the fights, and UFC 320 was a great night. And thank you guys for staying with us without Elle, because she's the captain of this ship, and I'm usually just sitting on the side. So I hope we did it well enough. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes. Gillian, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for having me, because you say you're on the side. I'm on the back hanging on by a rope, girl. I'm being drugged by the boat.
Well, thank you for joining me this week too. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys again on Tuesday with Dave they'll be there. Dave and Elle will be there at 1 p.m. I will be there at 2 p.m. for Savage Time. So we'll see you guys then.
All right. Bye, y'all. Bye, G.